Hey, what is up guys and girls, my name is Griefdrums and today we're going to be talking a little bit about warm-up routines. Right, so as I mentioned, today we're going to be talking about warm-up routines. Now, a lot of you may think, well, I don't really need to do that, it's just a game. And yeah, it is, but this game is so tense at times, and it really can sort of get you down if you're not playing particularly well, or if you're having a bad night. And for me, I personally find that I have a really bad night and don't get any footage, I don't play well, if I don't have some sort of a warm-up first. Now, previously we used to do a lot of casual matches before we went into ranked games, and it would just get us sort of in the zone. We would try out some new strats, see what worked, see what didn't, and then we'd take that into ranked. Now, I don't really do that. Prior to the rest of my squad getting on, instead, I jump onto Terrorist Hunt. Now, this can be a phenomenal platform for you to warm up and to practice and to just sort of get in the zone for the evening. Every single night before I play, I will play about 4 or 5 Terrorist Hunts, maybe more. Just on normal or hard difficulty. I don't really bother going on realistic because at the end of the day, I'm practicing. It doesn't really matter whether I win or lose, but I would rather be in the game long enough to actually practice. The main aim of this is to literally just try and land as many headshots as you can. Play it like you normally would. I mean, don't just go running and gunning. Don't put it on normal so it's on the easiest mode and just run in there and wreck everyone. You want to treat it a little bit like you're going to be treating ranked. You want to try and hold angles. You want to, if you're going to rush around corners, you want to do it in a way that you would normally do it in a ranked match. In a way that feels, best for you. Now, as I mentioned, headshots are the main thing. Headshots are key in this game. By landing a headshot, you are automatically killing that enemy before they have a chance to do anything. If you're landing body shots, whilst it can be effective at times, you need to land a hell of a lot more than you would if you got that single headshot. Now, there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can either treat it for reaction kills, or you can treat it for just a general warm-up. I normally start with a general warm-up. I take the map quite slowly. I try and sort of figure out where my cursor is falling, where my crosshairs are falling, because at the very beginning of a night, my crosshairs are usually centre mass. It doesn't feel right to aim any higher than that. And by the end of it, I'm aiming a lot higher than I was when I first started. This isn't something I really want to be figuring out in ranked as the night goes on, that I'm still aiming too low. I want to have this sussed before I go into that ranked match. The other kind of warm-up you can do is reaction training. Now, this is more of a case of running into a room without knowing what's in there and having to react as quickly as possible. This can be really good for getting your reaction speeds up and for knowing how far to turn the analog stick or to flick the mouse in order to land that headshot onto that person. Getting caught out and realising there's someone stood directly behind you as you run into a room, this forces you to turn and flick onto their head. Both of these kinds of practices can be good to do, and I would recommend doing both of them. Start off by doing a few slower terrorist hunts and just trying to get those headshots, and once you've got that down, then try running some reaction training ones by running as fast as you can through the map and just taking everyone out with headshots in the quickest possible time. Being a console player, I obviously use a controller and the thumbsticks. For some reason, one night I can be on point and the next night, if I don't have a warm-up, I'm not. I'm really not. I'm all over the show. The first few warm-up matches that I do, I am always a little bit sluggish, a little bit slow, and it's probably my age more than anything. I mean, I'm nearly 30 years old now. Yeah. My reactions aren't quite what they used to be, and as a result, I need to take a little time to get into it. By taking the time to play a few of these matches, your audio also gets in sync. You sort of figure out roughly where enemies are coming from, judging by sound, and again, the fact that I'm old, it may just be because I'm a drummer. My hearing isn't exactly what it used to be. So it takes me a little while to get in tune with exactly where people are coming from. If someone's above you and you can hear them clearly, is there a hole in the roof? Figuring out what that sounds like compared to what it normally sounds like if they're next to you, that is something that could be done on Terrorist Hunt as well. To do these sort of warm-ups, I don't always take someone like Ash. I personally like taking Jackal now because he's got a hell of a lot of ammo in his PDW. It's a really nice gun to use. There's not a massive amount of recoil, so it's handy for practicing getting on target. Once you nail where that first shot is falling, you don't really need to worry too much about where the rest of the shots are falling if the recoil is high on another gun. Say, for example, you move from Jackal's PDW and you are nailing headshots every single time. If you move over to IQ's AUG, where the recoil is a lot higher, as long as that first shot is hitting near the head, it doesn't matter. Some of you may disagree with me. You may think that it's better to go with a worse recoil than it is with a good recoil. But this is just something that I have personally found helps me. As I said, this is something I do every single night before playing some games. And if I don't play enough of these, I have a really bad night. If I play a good 5 or 6, by the time it comes to playing ranked, I find that I'm just destroying people. I feel a lot looser as a player. I feel a lot calmer. Because when you have that bomber rushing towards you on terrorist hunt, I personally have a tendency to panic a little bit. I think, shit, run away, get as far away as I can. And you don't really want to be in that frame of mind. You want to be enjoying it. You want to be relaxed. Because the more relaxed you are and the more comfortable you are in a game, the better you will play. You won't be tense. You won't be jerking the analog sticks left and right really hard. You'll be playing fluidly and the game will just flow a lot more. Now, I know it can be boring playing terrorist hunts, but I would genuinely recommend just doing 5 or 6 at the beginning of a night. Once you've got this down, they only take about 15 minutes tops. And if you can do this and you can get used to landing those headshots every single time, it will definitely improve your game. Now, you may be thinking, why do a warm-up at all? Why not just go straight into ranked? Why not warm up in casual? And the reality for that is you can go long periods of time without actually doing anything in ranked matches. Even in casual, with the sheer amount of team killing that goes on, it is perfectly plausible that you could be playing against 2 players on the opposing team and the rest of your team could be getting all the kills. By going on and doing a terrorist hunt on your own, you are guaranteed to have a minimum of 22 enemies on Terrorist Hunt Classic that you have to contend with yourself. What about you guys? Do you have any warm-up routines? Have you got any tips and tricks that you like to share for how you get ready to play ranked games, or do you just go straight in for it? If you do you ever find that hinders you at all? Let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed it, please consider hitting that thumbs up. If you didn't, hit the dislike button and let me know why down in the comments below. If you don't already, make sure to subscribe, and you can also follow me on Twitter and Facebook to keep up with everything that's going on. But until next time, guys, stay reckless and relentless.